Alright, what did I do today? I didn't have as much time as I wanted to work on this, but this is the sliding thumbstick mechanism for my analog Hall effect rotary encoder board. So it should be able to be used as a full-blown joystick. As you can see, well, this is hard to do with one hand, first of all. And second of all, these magnets that I've placed underneath here are not where the magnets are going to go. They're actually going to go... they need to be sized right, like they need to be at the right height, and they need to clip on over this. And so basically, I just threw these under here as a quick hack to demonstrate how this mechanism works, and for no other reason. That's not really how they're going to work, how it'll look. There's going to be a whole different platform that they slide into. But hopefully you get the idea here. There's a stem in the middle here, and that's where you're going to stick your little thumb pad. I made it oversized so I wouldn't have to put a thumb pad on there. But in the end, it'll be shorter, and the thumb pad should slide on. So this is how it works. It self-centers. See how that lifts up a little bit? That won't happen in the real deal because there'll be a cover over this that prevents that from happening. But you can see it self-centers, and it does have a nice gentle resistance. These are N35 magnets. They're not the super strong ones. And it gets a little stuck, and I think that's because this one is on top of the other one, and they're pulling down, or one's pulling down the other one. But that shouldn't be a problem once I've got a proper assembly. But you get the idea. It should all work just like that, where you push it one direction, and it self-centers nice and even. And you can put the rotary encoder on top of that and turn it. And what I was thinking about doing is making it so if you want it to be a rotary encoder, you can just pull it off, flip it around, and it will lock itself. So it's just a rotary encoder, and then you flip it back over, and you've got that thumb pad where you can turn it into a joystick. But that's going to be a further design consideration later. So, yeah, that's how this is going to go, and it's going to go over my little PCB. And for reference, even though I've got the magnets underneath here, they're actually going to be on top, right? So when when the magnet slides in that direction, there'll be a Hall effect sensor here on the PCB that knows that it goes over it, right? And it's going to start halfway. So if it gets stronger, it knows that it went one direction, it's moved that direction, and if it gets weaker, it went the other direction, right? So that's how this is going to work. It's going to start right at the halfway point. That way I don't need 4 Hall effect sensors. I can just do with the one on each corner. So that's how this is going to work. I think it'll work just fine. I just need to figure out a good way to hold this tight at the right height with the magnets. So I've got to do a bunch of measurements, probably print out a dozen prototypes, but I'll get there. And it's like, just going through the motions at this point because the mechanism itself works, right? Look at that. It's actually really smooth too. Like I'm surprised. I haven't sanded this or anything, but it's it feels nice. It feels about as strong as a normal thumbstick as far as resistance goes. And if it's not self-centering right now, that's just because of the weak design that I've put it into. It's open topped. It'll be closed in so this won't move around. So yeah, there you go. Pretty basic, but I think it'll work. We'll see.